everybody, Vince Dowd, the founder of hijackedmind.com and Serene Investor. And I wanted to really dive in today and help you to make sure that you're not only maximizing your gains in the crypto markets, but you're also looking to mitigate risk, because I've been through many bubbles and I want to help you make sure you don't go through the pain I have. Losing millions of dollars is not a fun thing. So I want to help you to not only learn to make the money, but to keep it. And so I want to share some quick insights here today, and I hope you really enjoy this video. But first, I need to make sure we do a disclaimer. This is critical based on the SEC and FTC. Okay, first of all, I do not provide personal investment advice, and I'm not a qualified licensed investment advisor. All the information found here, including any ideas, opinions, views, predictions, forecasts, commentaries, or suggestions expressed or even implied herein, are for informational, entertainment, and educational purposes only and should not be construed as personal investment advice. Please do conduct your own due diligence and consult a licensed financial advisor or broker before making any financial or investment decisions. Any investments, trades, speculations, or decisions made on a basis of any information expressed or implied herein are committed at your own risk, financial and or otherwise. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, I wanted to touch base on several different things. The first thing I want to talk about is how not only Bitcoin, but the crypto market has become legitimized. And what I mean by that is it's been in the news so much about being a bubble, being speculative, being a fraud. And today, the big players are coming in. So I wanted to show you a couple of these things, because as we get legitimacy in this marketplace, it will become a whole new landscape, and the masses will eventually come into this. So we are creating a new asset class that people will be trading called digital assets. And you can see here Goldman Sachs, you know, the kingpin of the financial world, has reportedly said they're getting into the Bitcoin and crypto trading. They're starting a crypto desk. They were on the edge of this. Now they are getting in. So you can go Google this and research this. But basically, when Goldman Sachs is getting in, that legitimizes the actual crypto markets. If you also look at Amazon, you know, one of the biggest companies on the planet, they have been buying up the names like Bitcoin, and Amazon Ethereum, etc. So they're using this process to start to create this legitimacy around cryptocurrencies. I am sure it is the future of our currencies, because really all currency is an idea. So let me go on to the next one. Jamie Dimon had come out some time ago, and I had mentioned this in some other videos. Now, I'm not a big fan of bankers. Since I was 19 years old, I've been studying the banking system, and they are the most vile. This is the most vile organization on the planet. It is so scary to think that the bankers create no value on the planet, and they rape and pillage from the masses. So Jamie Dimon came out and said that Bitcoin was a fraud, that any of his traders that traded it would be fired, that it's a joke. And then, of course, now he's recanting, because J.P. Morgan, who he heads, what I call the Fed's bank, the Federal Reserve's bank, they were behind the scenes, of course, probably making money on the blockchain anyway. So he comes out and he says he regrets calling Bitcoin a fraud and believes that the technology behind it is sound. Well, obviously he does. They're more concerned about the wealth transfer, money leaving the hands of the bankers, politicians, and the people in the back, the shadow government, who are controlling the whole thing. They don't want us, the masses, to make money, to have power, to get our power back. You know, the reason I started Hijacked Mind was because the news media, the churches, society, they're out there believing a bunch of bullshit. And the fact is, until we question a lot of the information we're getting, we're never going to get down to the truth. The truth is we hold the power. And when we wake up to that, whether it's through cryptocurrencies or, you know, anything that we do, we're not going to have the power. So we need to take it back. And I think cryptos allow us, if we do it right, not just as a speculative bubble, but if we do it right, to actually get our power back, to decentralize the banking system, to decentralize voting and politics, so that we, as the people, are policing ourselves through the blockchain or through the new technologies out there, whether it's hashtag or anything else, or Hashgraph. And this is what we're looking for, is technology allowing us to really gain that power back and keep these criminals at bay. Now, of course, Warren Buffett is still beating the drum that cryptocurrencies are going to end badly. I will say I do agree with that. I think it is a big bubble right now because there is no regulation. There is way too much speculation, too many people getting in the market with low barriers to entry, and I'm going to show you that here in a minute. But I do agree with Buffett. However, just like the internet stocks created a big bubble, and then what happened is it popped, and out of that we had some great companies from Apple to Amazon. A lot of these great companies came out. However, most of them did disappear. So understanding that we're getting legitimacy, there's going to be some rises and falls, some big moves, that's important to know. Now, one thing that I want to show you is when we're looking at YouTube, you can type in cryptocurrency or any specific cryptocurrency, and you'll see that everybody's talking about it. Here, Visa bans cryptocurrency-backed cards. So, the financial companies don't like it. Let's be honest. Ripple is working with the banks. Well, Ripple is not decentralized. I mean, I own Ripple. I sold my Ripple, a big chunk of it once they went up about 1,000%. But the point is, I bought them as a hedge against cryptocurrency because I knew that the government and banks have a lot more power than we think, and therefore they could shut this down or at least, put it on one leg. So I'm not a big fan of Ripple, but, the banks are behind a lot of this, trying to move the momentum from the decentralization of power to the centralized power through things like Ripple or blockchain using the banking network. We don't need banks. What we need is the power of technology on our mobile phones and our computers. But when you do a search on any of this information, you're going to see everybody out here talking about cryptocurrencies, how to get rich. Young kids talking about how they made millions in Bitcoin. You see them all over the place, and how to buy, what to buy. It's basically a pump and dump. Everybody out here is pumping, and then of course if they bought in, if they have a lot of subscribers, they can move the market. Listen, if you have 49,000 subscribers, you can actually move some of these coins to a degree. If you have 90,000 or a million, you can totally move the crypto markets. So you've got to be very cautious about all these people. What I want to do is, the role I want to play, because I've lost a lot of money, I've made a lot of money, is it's listening to people who their only intention is to make money off of you that is going to hurt you. And obviously we all want to make money. That's not a problem. But the key is to make sure you take care of the people that you're talking to. So the goal that I have here is to help you to navigate the waters of the cryptocurrency, to be able to make money and to be able to mitigate risk. And, if I win on that as well, that's wonderful. But I'm winning by trading the crypto markets and by investing and doing many other businesses. But I want to help you to navigate this. So as you go through the YouTube and you study, please pay attention to the background of the people. A lot of these people giving you advice have never been in any kind of bubble. They've never been in the financial markets. They're not even old enough to have been experienced in many areas. Nothing wrong with age. I'm not saying that, young people cannot be very sharp, as we know they can. I'm just saying be cautious when you're listening to one person. Get more insight, get more information, and research. For example, if you're looking at a specific currency, research it from different angles. Look at the team, look at the function of the coin, look at the hype, look at who's behind it, look at who the advisors are, what their backgrounds are, what their experience is in technology or in banking or in finance. Or in the markets, okay? So I'm just saying be very cautious about all these people who are pumping, because this will end badly, just like Warren Buffett says. Now, here's an example. John McAfee, who started, the McAfee antivirus company. I've followed him for a while now, and the guy is a little bit off his rocker. I do like a little bit of rebel because it goes against the system. He's increased his followers by a ton since I've been following him. But he's started putting out what he calls coin of the week and ICO of the week. Now I'm going to show you what's happened with this. He has so many followers that cause these cryptos to move. And he himself could cause a big collapse in the market because, give you an example, he just put out this today. I have been presented with evidence that the FINA ICO, which is one that he promoted just about a week ago, was organized by individual associated with a Nigerian criminal organization. So here he is promoting coins that he doesn't have a strong background in. I'm going to show you a couple more of these because I attempted to get into one and it was a complete nightmare. So even though McAfee has a following, and even though he's very intelligent, and I do like his rebel attitude, I feel like he's using this kind of like as a pumping program where he's pushing a lot of people into coins that are going to get hurt. I don't think he cares about that. I think he's just pushing this. And that's a big concern for me, for the masses who are going to get nailed when this thing goes down. So if you're looking at McAfee and you're looking to buy coins or ICOs based on him, understand it should only be money that you plan to lose. And there's a good chance you will lose it. Let me give you an example. So we put out this one yesterday. I did take a little risk in this one, which I kind of regret now because, I was pretty much tired, just got back from Mexico. No excuse. The fact is I put in about $200, so it's not a big deal if I lose it. I knew potentially I will lose it anyway. But I'm going to show you that one in a minute. But the other one he did is called BZOP ICO. That's this one right here. So this one came out, and they were giving a 30% bonus. So I decided, okay, I'm going to go ahead and put in 0.5 Ether and, buy a little bit of this ICO. The website looked good. It sounds like a really good technology to help businesses create stores, because most business owners do not have stores online. I teach business seminars around the world for entrepreneurs, and it's true. Most business owners do not compete well online with their online business or online stores. So it sounded like a really good technology. I tried to get into this from Mexico. Couldn't get in. In fact, when I went into the site and signed in, I got a blank page. I tried to email them. They didn't respond. Their chat wasn't responsive. Then the next day when the ICO stage 3 was over, they had stage 2 going. I got an email that says I can still get 30%. But the website said I'd only get 10% bonus because it was stage 2. So the email or response was probably from the prior day, yet it made it seem like I was still going to get what I had requested earlier. So I am not part of BZOP, and I think their team is not very good. The way that the technology was working on their website showed me that this is not something I want to be involved with. I've only been in one ICO, which is Wax, and I listened to Mike Novogratz on that one, and that one's done phenomenally well, 10x on that one. But this is the one he promoted here just a couple days ago. He talks about here, he says, Latium, and it's stage 2 for 9 cents. Won't last long. Well, it's already up to stage whatever. It's 11 cents now. And potentially it will go up just because of the hype from McAfee. But when I started to really research it, here's the CEO. I try to listen to the way people speak. I mean, if you're a CEO of a company and you can't put your words together clearly, if you seem like not very good as an orator, if you cannot use proper grammar or enunciation, then I'm concerned about that if you're running a big company. Not saying they couldn't be geniuses, but I'm just concerned. And I try to get that vibe, that energetic from the people to see if it's a good feeling. And I'm not feeling really good about this team. When you dive into the team and research the team at Latium, they're not very strong, not very much experience or depth. So I don't think this one will be a good coin. I think it'll be wiped out pretty quickly. Not saying it might not go up a little bit before that happens, but at 10 cents, I spent $200, got 2,000 coins. But I do probably regret that now. That's probably the only one I really regret buying into. And again, now I'm going to be very cautious on what McAfee is suggesting. If you take a look at CoinMarketCap, we have 1,398 coins and more coming out every day with the ICOs. And there's no regulation. There's no barriers to entry, which means, again, you can get the criminals from Nigeria to start these and have a beautiful website and suck people in. They're going to lose their money. So I highly encourage you to be very cautious about ICOs. It's probably better to buy and sell on the exchanges. That way you have control to mitigate risk, to buy in, to sell when it goes up, take back your principal and some profit, and leave the rest and use the house's money, okay? And you can, again, see here's Wax, for example. I bought into Wax pre-ICO. It's number 41 now. It's gone up from 80 cents to $2.17. I got 10 times more coins because they had some issues. But anyway, this has turned out to be a very, very good ICO for me. But this is a real legit company with a strong team, and that's really important to look at. Now, because I'm traveling so much internationally and teaching business owners, I don't have as much time as I'd like. So I want to turn you on to somebody I found. I do not know him personally, but I highly respect what he's doing on ICOs. If you're looking at ICOs, this gentleman here at CoinBlock does a very, very good job at analyzing ICOs based on the team, the fundamentals of the coin, and understanding the technology and whether or not it's usable, and looking at the hype. And so if you're going to start looking at ICOs and you want some in-depth, he follows the process that I like to follow, which is really looking at it in depth. And I would love to do more of this. However, with my travel schedule, I just can't dive into everything. So I'm going to focus more on the actual charting, the actual picture of the coin, and once it's out in public, whether or not it looks like a buy or a sell based on the patterns on the charts. I have 22 years of trading the markets as an options trader, and I have a partner of mine, and we're looking to start teaching people how to do this through a hand-holding process to help people to navigate these waters, to mitigate risk, and still be able to make some money through education. So if that's something of interest to you, by the way, just let me know below the video here if that would be of interest to you. It would be more like a weekly session to help you navigate what trades based on the charts, based on the momentum, and based on really sound investing and trading techniques, okay? So anyway, he's a good one to follow for analyzation of ICOs to make sure you're not getting in a bunch of crap. Also, there's going to be something called a shakeout coming. We can see right now that the G20 is looking to regulate. So when they get together, the 20 nations, they want to regulate Bitcoin, which will mean all cryptocurrencies. And as regulations come in, that will stop a lot of these ICOs and these crooks from getting in here and taking people's money. And it might actually cause the big shakeout to happen. If you're not familiar with a shakeout is where you have a big speculative bubble. Everybody's buying in, just like they did in the 1990s, I should say, .com boom. And you can see that stocks went up because they put at the end of their name .com, and they would go up tenfold just by changing their name. No fundamental sound numbers in their actual earnings. They just would shoot up because they changed the name. Eventually, everybody gets in. Some people make a lot of money. Most people are getting in too late. And then there's nobody left to get in, and it collapses on itself. It implodes. That's called a shakeout. And what's left is only the companies that had legitimate fundamentals, that had great leaders, great CEOs, great teams, great technology. They're the ones that were left. And then they had to rebuild again. And over time, they did that. You see the Amazons, the Apples. You see a lot of these companies that came out of that crash that are stronger, better, and lead the way. Same thing will happen with this. Probably 98% of these coins will be wiped out. And that's why it's important when you're buying in, you should be looking at the top coins. Now, I want you to know that we have a lot of the big money getting ready to come into the markets. Mike Novogratz, the billionaire investor, said that the big dogs are ready to come in. And when they do, they're going to be buying the best coins. They're not going to be buying all the crap ICOs. So they're going to be looking at the coins like maybe a Ripple and a Bitcoin and Ethereum and potentially Monero, which is a privacy coin, and the Wax. Companies that have good teams, good legitimacy around the technology and around the usability of their technology worldwide. So those are what we want to be looking for. But keep in mind, this G20 is happening in April. There's a good chance by April we could see regulation coming into the market. I don't know when this thing's going to pop, but if you don't know what a shakeout is, basically a shakeout can occur after an industry, in this case the cryptocurrency industry, experiences a period of rapid growth in demand followed by an over-expansion of price. So just consider it this way. It becomes very, very big, and then all of a sudden the bubble pops, and it wipes out all the weak companies that don't have the capital, that don't have the right teams, and they're wiped out, they go bankrupt, and all their investors lose their money as well. And then what happens is the best companies are surviving and they take ownership of the market share and they become the main focus and they can grow over time. I think this is coming. I don't know when. It could be 2018. It could be 2020. I just know it's coming and you need to be prepared for it. Okay, so that's really what I see happening on the horizon. Keep in mind, the people that are sharing with you on YouTube to buy certain IPOs, anybody that tells you to buy it or they recommend it is violating the law. The FTC, Federal Trade Commission, and SEC, Securities Exchange Commission, will eventually come after these people, and there are big prices to pay. From my background, I have associates who have fought that through trading the stock market and through educational seminars, and they had to pay millions of dollars, many of which almost faced jail sentences because of just using that terminology as I recommend a certain position. Without the license, they cannot legally recommend, and if you're listening to them, you're going to put yourself in a world of hurt. So remember, anything you do should be based on your own research, and you should check with your financial advisor. Listen, I'm out here to share with you. Of course, I want to make money, but I also want to protect you. You know, at Hijack Mind, when I started it, again, it was about something bigger than money. Bitcoin and cryptos have taken the space right now because it's such a big bubble, and it's rare that we see these kind of opportunities to profit financially on a new industry, a disruptive technology. So I turn my attention to cryptos right now. But the ultimate goal of Hijacked Mind is to help people to wake up to their inner power, whether it be through health, meditation, yoga nidra, mind-body relationship. It's about creating the whole being so that we can function in society as a better world and as better people. And, you know, making money is part of that, but it is not the crux. However, if you do have more financial wealth, you have more choices, and then you can take more time in your life to develop yourself at the higher levels of self-actualization. So anyway, that's a little bit of my soapbox. What I want to say, though, is if you'd like to, please go over to hijackedmind.com, and I do have a free ebook there. I have more videos as well that are on there that are outside of the crypto market, and I will be adding more over time. If you do like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Again, I am working with a partner of mine. She has over 25 years experience trading, a phenomenal trader, and we're going to start probably teaching people how to trade the crypto markets or invest in the crypto markets with a mitigated risk, potentially with good returns. I cannot guarantee anything. We're going to do it only through education to help people, to walk them through and hold their hands the best we can. We want to help protect people. If that's something of interest to you, please let me know below, and we'll go over charting and hand holding and risk mitigation and so forth. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Thanks again for your time. Thanks for being part of my channel. And if you do have questions, drop me a line. I'd love to hear from you, and have a fantastic and beautiful 2018.